The bitterness in Ayomide's heart worsened and grew into a dangerous jealousy. Once upon a time, in a village called Ido, there lived two brothers named Tola and Ayomide. Tola, the elder brother, was kind-hearted, hardworking, and was loved by all in the village. He inherited some plots of lands from their father and large expanse of fertile lands where maize and cassava grew abundantly. Through his labor and generosity, Tola prospered, often sharing his harvest with the less privileged. Ayomide, on the other hand, his brother, was envious, bitter, and lazy. Despite Tola's constant effort to help him, but due to Ayomide's laziness, he couldn't make ends for himself. He was not happy seeing Tola admired by the village elders, respected by the young, and cherished by the women. The bitterness in Ayomide's heart worsened and grew into a dangerous jealousy. He felt it was unfair that Tola, who was only 2 years older, should have all the wealth and respect while he had nothing. The village people would often tell Ayomide to learn from his brother's humility, but this only fueled his bitterness and jealousy for his brother Tola. One evening, Ayomide's jealousy reached a boiling point. He devised a wicked plan to take his brother's life because he knew that if his brother Tola is out of the way, everything would be his own, both his brother's land, riches, reputation, and he would also be respected the way the villagers respected his brother. The next morning, Ayomide approached Tola, his brother, pretending to have reconciled his feelings, and he told Tola, his brother, to forgive him and that they should start working again as brothers again. Ayomide also went ahead and told his brother to share a meal with him tonight as a sign of unity. Tola, always willing to forgive, smiled warmly and agreed to have a dinner with his brother. What Tola did not know was that Ayomide had already prepared a deadly poison brewed with the sap of the poisonous Olenda tree, known to kill within hours. Ayomide mixed the poison into the food he prepared. That evening, they sat together, and as the stars sparkled above them, Ayomide served the food to family. Ayomide said, raising his cup, pretending to toast to their bond. Tola, unsuspecting of his brother's bad intentions, ate the food heartily. As the night went on, Tola began to feel weak, his head spinning, his body shaking uncontrollably. He clutched his chest in pain, gasping for breath. Ayomide's heart pounded, but his face remained cold and impassive. Ayomide watched as Tola's body convulsed before him. Within moments, Tola's eyes glazed over and he died. Ayomide stood over his brother's body, and for the first time in his life, he felt powerful. His jealousy and greed had driven him to commit the unthinkable by killing his own blood brother. The next day, Ayomide told the villagers that Tola had suddenly fallen ill and died. He put on a show of grief, wailing and crying in the public, though his tears were forced. The villagers, heartbroken by the loss of Tola, mourned deeply, but they accepted Ayomide's story. After all, who would suspect a brother to kill his own king? In the days that followed, Ayomide quickly took control of Tola's lands, his wealth, and his position in the village. He was living his dream, but something dark lingered in the air. Though Ayomide had everything he wanted, his conscience began to torment him. Each night, he heard Tola's voice in his sleep, whispering, "Why, Ayomide? Why did you betray me?" The villagers soon noticed something was off with Ayomide, and his once boisterous personality became erratic and nervous. His eyes darted around as though he was constantly being watched at night. Strange sounds came from his house, the sound of whispering and footsteps, though no one was there. The villagers began to suspect that something was terribly wrong. One night, the village elder, a wise old man named Babalunga, had a vision in his sleep. In the vision, Tola appeared before him, pale and sorrowful, and he said to him, "I was poisoned. Ayomide, my own brother, killed me out of greed. He must be punished, or our ancestors will never rest." These were the statements Tola made to the old man in his dream. The next morning, Babalunga summoned the villagers to the center and told the villagers all that Tola said to him in the dream. The villagers were shocked, but many had begun to suspect that Ayomide was hiding something. Then Babalunga shouted with annoyance, "We must confront Ayomide. The spirits of our ancestors demand justice." The villagers gathered at Ayomide's home demanding answers. Ayomide denied everything at first, insisting that the elder's vision was just a mere dream. But the guilt was too much to bear. Ayomide's eyes and his lies and treacheries and the haunting whispers of his dead brother had finally broken him. Falling to his knees, Ayomide confessed everything. He told the villagers how he had poisoned Tola, his brother, out of jealousy and greed. The crowd gasped in horror, their anger rising like the midday sun, and they said, "You are no a brother." Babalunga declared, "You are a serpent, and your wickedness you shall be punished." The villagers, overcome with rage and sorrow, dragged Ayomide to the edge of the village, where they cast him out. But that was not the end of his punishment. The elders decreed that Ayomide would never be allowed to return to their village anymore, and that the spirits of their ancestors would haunt Ayomide for the rest of his days. Ayomide wandered the wilderness, lost and abandoned. The whispers of Tola, his brother, followed him no matter where he went. He would hear his brother's voice in the wind, in the rustling of leaves, and in the whole of distant hyenas. His greed had cost him everything, and now he was doomed to walk the earth a broken man, tormented by his own guilt and the spirit of his ancestors. The land he had coveted, the riches he had killed for, all were meaningless now. He was left with nothing but his shame, a fitting punishment for a brother who had allowed jealousy to consume his soul. And so the tale of Ayomide became a cautionary story, a reminder that greed and jealousy could destroy even the closest of bonds. The villagers never forgot Tola, whose memory was honored for generations, while Ayomide's name was spoken only in whispers. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something from this story. Do well to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification button so that when I drop any other video, you will be able to get notified. Thank you and God bless you.